Welcome everyone. In this lecture video, we are going to discuss about brachial plexus, a very important topic. So now you can see this is called brachial plexus, means a network of nerve fibers. Okay, you can see at this angle. It is present between medial surface of shoulder and lateral aspect of the thoracic wall. You can see this is the thoracic wall and medial surface of the shoulder. Here it is present. Okay. Particularly between two muscles. You can see now. So this is the muscle you can see. So this muscle is called as scalenus muscle. This is the dorsal branch. This is the ventral branch. Okay. So brachial plexus means this one. Okay. So brachial plexus is present between two branches of scalenus muscle. Scalenus dorsalis, scalenus ventralis. It is present between medial aspect of the shoulder and your lateral aspect of the thoracic wall. Here. Now you can see this is the brachial plexus. Okay. It is formed by ventral rami or ventral branches of 6th, 7th, 8th cervical nerve and 1st and 2nd thoracic spinal nerve. You can see. So these are the various branches of brachial plexus you can see. Okay, again repeating. So this is the brachial plexus, a network of nerve fibers. It is formed by ventral rami or ventral branches of 6th, 7th and the 8th. This is the 6th, 7th and the 8th cervical spinal nerve and the 1st and the 2nd thoracic spinal nerve. Okay. So together they are forming a plexus. It is called the brachial plexus. Okay. So now you can see these are the various branches. Okay. In the brachial plexus. Now it is looking very complex. Okay. Now if you discuss as such, it becomes very difficult for you to understand. So what we will do? Okay. I will hide everything. Okay. And I will only show the branch that we discuss only, so that you can clearly understand that particular branch, where it is moving, okay, where it is going, and to which muscle it is supplying. So one by one we'll discuss individual branch. Okay, suppose I will discuss this branch. So I will hide all the remaining branch, so that what happen? You can only understand the course distribution of this branch. Suppose we will discuss this branch. So I will hide all other branches, so that you can easily understand the course and distribution of these branches. So we will discuss one by one for your better, clear understanding. And we are using a high quality 3D model, you can see. Okay. Normally, students, they find very difficult in learning brachial plexus. But if you learn with the help of 3D models, visualization, you can clearly understand and memorize. Okay. So let's start the video and we will discuss one by one each branch. This is brachial plexus. So first we'll discuss about this branch of brachial plexus. You can see this branch. Okay. This branch is called as external or lateral thoracic nerve. Okay. So this is brachial plexus. This is the nerve. The fibers of this nerve, okay, are derived from ventral branches of your 8th cervical spinal nerve, 1st and 2nd thoracic spinal nerve. 1st and 2nd thoracic spinal nerve. After origin, it is moving downward below the tricep muscle. It gives few branches to supply the pectoral muscles. It also gives branches to supply skin of the abdominal area. It also gives few branches to humerus and scapula region. So this is brachial plexus and this branch is called as external or lateral thoracic nerve. The next branch of brachial plexus we will discuss is this one. Okay. So This is the brachial plexus. Now we'll discuss this branch. Okay. So this branch is called as thoracodorsal nerve. Okay. Thoracodorsal nerve. Okay. Thoracodorsal nerve means this one. Thoracodorsal nerve. Okay. Originates from your last cervical spinal nerve and first thoracic spinal nerve. Again repeating, thoracodorsal nerve. Okay, this one is thoracodorsal nerve. It originates from the last cervical spinal nerve means C8 and first thoracic spinal nerve. Okay. Then after origin, it passes caudally along with the axillary nerve. We will also discuss later. At this point, you will also find axillary nerve. So now it is passing caudally. Okay. Then what? After that, it will move backward in upward direction. Means it will move backwardly and in upward direction. Means now it will reach to the latissimus dorsi muscle. Okay. Finally, you can see now it ramifies, means it forms branches which supply to latissimus dorsi muscle. Very, very important. So, thoracodorsal nerve. Okay, thoracodorsal nerve mainly supplies branches to latissimus dorsi muscle. Here, the next branch of brachial plexus we will discuss is this branch. Okay, you can see this is brachial plexus. So you can see this branch. Okay, this branch is called as pectoral nerve. Okay, you see pectoral nerve means this nerve originates from branches of 7th cervical spinal nerve, 8th cervical spinal nerve and first thoracic spinal nerve. Okay. Now if you see, basically it will form 3 to 4 branches. Okay. And they are moving in a downward and backward direction and supply in this area. Basically in this area you will find the pectoral muscles. So pectoral nerve will supply pectoral muscle. The next branch of brachial plexus we will discuss is this one. Okay, this branch. Okay, brachial plexus. Now we will discuss this branch. This branch is called as long thoracic nerve. You can see a long nerve. Okay, this branch is called as long thoracic nerve. If you see the origin, okay, it is derived from C7, 7th cervical spinal nerve and C8, 8th cervical spinal nerve. After origin, it is moving backward in this direction. First, it will innervate this muscle, serratus cervicis. Again, it will move backward and innervate supplies this muscle, serratus thoracis. So we can say that long thoracic nerve is supplying serratus ventralis muscle, means first serratus cervicis and then serratus thoracis muscle. The next branch of brachial plexus we will discuss is this one, this nerve. You can see this nerve. Okay. This nerve is called as subscapular nerve because the nerve is supplying to subscapularis muscle. Okay. If you see the origin, this is the brachial plexus, this is the nerve, subscapular nerve. Subscapular nerve is derived from C6, 6th cervical spinal nerve, C7, 7th cervical spinal nerve. Okay. And it is supplying to this muscle, your subscapularis muscle, present on the subscapular fossa of the scapula on its medial surface. Okay, so this is the brachial plexus. The next branch we'll discuss is this one. Okay, brachial plexus, this branch. This branch is called as the suprascapular nerve. Why? What is the reason? Okay, you can see here. So this nerve is called as the suprascapular nerve. Why? Because it is present above the scapula. That's why it is called suprascapular nerve. It supplies infraspinatus and supraspinatus muscle. Okay. Now you see. If you see the origin of the muscle, this is the brachial plexus, this is the suprascapular nerve. The fibers of the suprascapular nerve, okay, originates from 6th cervical spinal nerve and 7th cervical spinal nerve. And the nerve, brachial plexus, this is the nerve, suprascapular nerve. The nerve originates from cranial aspect of the brachial plexus. After origin, you can see the nerve is moving like this. Okay. Now the nerve passes between two muscles, subscapularis and supraspinatus muscle. Okay. After origin, the nerve passes between subscapularis and supraspinatus muscle. Next point, very important. You see, you watch the course of the nerve. Okay, carefully you watch how the nerve is moving. Okay, now you can see that the nerve is twisting, turning around. It is forming a twist around the distal part of the scapula, distal end of the scapula. You can see here. So this is the nerve. The nerve is winding. The nerve winds around the distal part of the scapula. Okay, you can see it is forming a loop around the distal part of the scapula below the acromion process. Very, very important. Okay, now you can see. And now it is forming branches which supply to supraspinatus and infraspinatus muscle. Okay, very, very important. So this is the brachial plexus. The next branch we'll discuss this one. Okay, this is the brachial plexus. So this branch is called as your axillary nerve. Axillary nerve is thick as compared to other branches. Okay. If you see the origin of the nerve. Okay. So this is the brachial plexus. This is the axillary nerve. The fiber of the axillary nerve, okay, derived from your 7th cervical spinal nerve and 8th cervical spinal nerve. Okay. So you can see brachial plexus, axillary nerve. Now, after the origin, this is the nerve. It is moving downward, caudal or behind the shoulder joint. So this is the shoulder joint area. Okay. Now it is moving downward, caudal to shoulder joint, and it supplies branches to various muscles. Now you can see. So brachial plexus, axillary nerve, it supplies branches to various muscles. For example, this branch. Okay, this branch supplies to deltoideus muscle. Okay, this branch supply to this branch. Okay, this branch supplies to teres minor muscle. Now you can see. Okay, this is one branch. Okay, this branch supplies to teres major muscle. Okay, and this branch supplies to subscapularis. That means the axillary nerve, okay, axillary brachial plexus, axillary nerve supplies branches to your subscapularis muscle, okay, teres major muscle, and also your, you can see also supplies to deltoideus and teres minor muscle. Okay. The next branch of brachial plexus we will discuss is nerve to teres major, means this nerve. So this nerve is called as the nerve to teres major. Okay. So you can see this is the brachial plexus. So this nerve means nerve to teres major arises from the caudal aspect of the brachial plexus. This is brachial plexus. This is the caudal aspect. Okay. So from the caudal aspect, the nerve arises. Okay. After that, the nerve will move backward. The nerve will move backward and it will supplies to this teres major muscle. You can clearly see teres major muscle. That's why the name is called what? Nerve to teres major. This is brachial plexus. A small branch, this nerve, okay, arises from the caudal aspect of the brachial plexus, move backward and supplies to this muscle, teres major muscle. Okay.